So, Courtney, I feel like there are a lot of people like you, whether they're OnlyFans models, they're in the adult entertainment industry. And I feel like there's a strong pushback on pornography from the far right. When did you first realize this and discover this?
Oh, I mean, that pushback has been there for a long time. I think it's continued to increase with people like Andrew Tate, who are saying, it's the root of evil, and all the far rights that are like, there's porn addiction, and it's the downfall of men and all these different things. And so we've been getting pushback for a long, long time. It's continued to increase over the years with, Project 2025 being that we want to dismantle it completely.
I mean, what would you say to some of these people? Because I think they're full of it. I think a lot of these, especially men, a lot of these people that call themselves right-wing evangelicals that in public are so anti-porn. But I also believe these are probably some of the same people that are members. Maybe when it comes to you on OnlyFans, which I think is great. These are people, I think, behind closed doors that are very pro-porn. What are your feelings on that?
Oh, 1,000% agree. I think that we have so much shame as a country, and then with religion on top of that, that we push this shame that, sex is wrong, that the masturbation is wrong, that porn is wrong. And so we see that outpictured in their messaging, and behind closed doors, they are consuming it and consuming pornography that they believe is wrong, whether it's, different styles of it.
Right. Now, I don't know if you heard about the House Speaker, Mike Johnson. He calls his son an accountability partner when it comes to porn, which is, by the way, very strange. Thank God my dad didn't do that with me. That would have been really weird. I don't know if my dad is looking at porn. I don't want to know what he's looking at. And I don't think my father should want to know what I'm looking at either. Absolutely. And yet this guy, he calls his son an accountability partner, and they have some app where they can monitor if their father or their son is using porn. And I'm like, what type of weirdo do you have to be doing this? I don't understand how. And these are the same people that support a liable rapist, Donald Trump, who's cheated on every woman he's ever had. I don't understand it.
And there's also an obsession with genitalia, where they do talk about that, which I think is all very interesting, concerning as well. The concern and the focus on genitalia, and there's just there's so much shame and judgment about it, that if we could actually release all of these different parts, we could actually have safer communication, porn, sex. It would actually be so much better. Instead, we want to make it illegal, which again doesn't make it go away. It just makes it extremely unsafe for everybody within the industry, people who are consuming it. We've witnessed this with the overturning of Roe versus Wade, which has increased the mortality rate in infants. It hasn't made it anything safer. It hasn't saved the children. It's actually made things worse. And that's exactly what they're trying to do in the porn industry as well.
Yeah, that's a really good point. Again, if you're just joining us, her name is Courtney Tilla. She has joined a team, a website that is called handsoffmyporn.com, a group of people that will not be voting for Donald Trump. I think that is very safe to say.
Clear.
Yes. So you're going to be voting for Kamala Harris. Is that a fair assumption?
Yes, that is true for myself.
And do you feel like there's a lot of people in the adult entertainment industry that will also be doing that? Because for one reason, I'm sure there's many reasons, this isn't the only reason, but in fear that right-wing MAGA Republicans are going after your industry.
Yeah, there was an article that came out this week that said 74% of adult stars or sex workers will be voting for Kamala, 7% at Donald Trump, and then another percentage that is undecided or third party.
Interesting. And I also want to note this is that let's remember that Donald Trump is the one that had unprotected sex with Stormy Daniels a few weeks after his child was born. But it seems like a lot of these MAGA Republicans don't want to talk about that. Tell me a little bit.
They want to attack Stormy, and they want to attack the women in this case, but they don't want to go after that this was an equal, party situation. It was consensual. It's again always the attack on the women, and that is exactly what this Project 2025 is they're saying that we're trying to protect women, we're trying to, stop them from being used, which is actually absolutely the opposite. They are trying to control Whereas, maybe in an old time porn was very about the male pleasure, versus now it's really moved into women own their own content. We are creating, we are producing, everything is very consensual. We are in charge of it. And it's just, again, about control.
I agree. And I think a lot of those on the far right are afraid of women like you. They're afraid of women, quite frankly, that are in powerful positions.
And witness that over and over again.
Right. Yep. Look at Kamala Harris. Look at the attacks on her from some on the far right saying that she slept her way to the top. Here's a very intelligent, educated woman who has done very well for herself. And yet they want to talk about an alleged affair she had 30 years ago. I mean, it's really unbelievable. And again, these are the same people, they're some of the biggest hypocrites out there. They'll attack drag queens. They're anti-gay marriage. They claim that they are anti-porn. Yes, these are some of the same men, particularly that cheat on their wives. I mean, it's never ending. Tell me a little bit about this website. And if people do go on it, it's not a porn website.
It is not a porn website.
Right. So describe that.
It is not a porn website. It is talking about the plans that are listed within Project 2025 to dismantle the porn industry. And this isn't just an attack on the porn industry. This is internet providers. This is a dismantling of coming after strippers, strip clubs, birth control. Like, we're witnessing them start to chisel down and control more and more aspects of everybody's civil rights. This isn't just me as a creator, as a porn star. This is everybody's civil rights and duties that they're trying to come in and control in your personal life.
My last question to you, Courtney, is what would be your message, not just to men that are going to be voting for Donald Trump, but women as well, for the people in this country that have the right to vote for whoever they want to vote for?
Right.
I want to know, as a woman in the adult industry, you're doing very well for yourself, which I'm happy for you. What would be your message to those out there, especially women, that support and will be voting for Donald Trump if they haven't already?
To me, this whole election isn't about Republican versus Democrat. This is about what's right for humanity, human beings, for our rights as women, men, straight, gay, your children. This is about us being able to be human beings and have lives, and our future, not only as a nation, but what does that look like financially, being able to provide food. This is a huge election, and we need to consider more than just, what might be cool or, things like that, and look at the huge impact that this is going to have globally.
Very well said, Courtney. I will also add that many of the MAGA supporters that call themselves anti-porn, or as you mentioned, anti-masturbation, I can guarantee you many of these people are the ones that are pleasuring themselves to their poster of Donald Trump in their bedroom. So I did want to leave it at that. But anyway,
no shame and judgment in that. If that's your thing, that's totally cool. But don't hate on everybody else for theirs.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree with you more. If people want to do that, I know that they are. That's their prerogative.
I love that for you.
But just don't attack other people for being OnlyFans members of the beautiful Courtney Tilla, which I would take over Donald Trump any day of the week. All right.